Good morning, everyone. Okay, so I gotta set up Jason question. Okay, so here's the thing. Um, I did this one yesterday, and I almost posted it, but it was 22 minutes long, because I talk too much. I don't know if you've noticed that. And I wound up listening to it in the car on my way to work. And I was like, even I'm not going to listen to this. I kill, and I'm going to do it again. Hey, Jason. Basically, I am a 20-year-old gay man from Ireland, so I'm thinking lots of red pubes and foreskin and kilts. Kilts, bagpipe. I don't know. Red pubes and foreskin. I'm there. I love the Irish. I'm out and all that to the entire family, all my friends, and everyone is just wonderful about it, for the most part. I went through a tough time accepting it for years because I've always been seen as one of the more masculine in a predominantly straight group of friends. After coming out, however, I felt as though that masculinity I once enjoyed has dwindled in the eyes of my friends, and to them I'm just some effeminate Twinkie. Okay. To add to this, I constantly feel like I have to be in the gym and gaining muscle, which before coming out I never felt the need to do, which makes me think that it's not my friends who have altered their opinion of me, but rather my opinion of myself has deteriorated. Really, you think? You knew what I was going to say, right? You're just dancing. Okay, so to add to this, I'm studying in quite a prestigious university in Ireland, but I'm studying liberal arts, and I feel my career prospects are almost null, which worries me. I see comfortable gay couples living wonderfully happy, financially secure lives, and that's exactly what I want. That's exactly what everybody wants. Despite my pathetic job prospects, Max, if you don't leave Halford alone, I'm going to put you in your crate. The puppy bothers the senior citizen. Hey! Max! Max, come here. Come here. Right here. Sit down. You know, just because you are a very energetic... No, I said sit down. Just because you're a very energetic puppy does not mean that you can torment your older brother, okay? He does not want to get humped. Alright? This is Max. Do you remember when I first got Max? And oh yeah, he hates it when I do this because he's way alpha male, and I roll him over on his back and he gets all. But eventually he relaxes. Do you remember when I first got him and he was like that tiny little hungry puppy? Sorry, I'm a dog guy. I love my dogs. To add to this, I'm studying, I see comfortable gay couples living wonderfully happy, financially secure lives, and that's exactly what I want. Though despite my pathetic job prospects, the likelihood of me finding a boyfriend seems zero recently. I'm not a shy guy. I've recently made some great gay friends my own age. I feel strange as they are not concerned with the future, but rather enjoying having a good time in the present. As they follow this lifestyle, they seem to all be slipping into relationships and forming the life I want. I fear it's some sort of mental health issue whereby I overanalyze everything, which blinds me from what I want to do and which leads me to do what is expected of me. Uncertainties about the future and doubts about myself as a person has left me emotionally detached from most things. I'm going to stop that in a minute. And I feel as though my life has the potential to be wonderful, but I am just lacking direction. I apologize for how long this is, but my life is a mess pretty much. Okay, first of all, I am the last person who can slag anybody off for being too long. My video series is called Shut Up Jason because I talk too much. And I know that, and we all know that, and it's, you know, I'm everybody's chatty Uncle Jason. Okay, so let me break this down. You are 20, and you are recently changed from being the assimilated, just like everybody else, conformist teenager to being a young adult who has one thing just a little bit different about him, and you worry about how everybody perceives you. You are 20 and worried about your future job prospects. You are worried about not getting a boyfriend. You worry about how you perceive yourself. See, it sounds to me like you're a normal 20-year-old. Because like that's just everybody. All right. When you're 20, you're supposed to be kind of finding your. Did you ever see St. Elmo's Fire? I mean, it's a really bad Rob Lowe movie. Don't see it. But the point is that, I mean, when you're 20, you're supposed to be sitting around trying to figure out what you do next. Because up until that point, high school and living at home and being a teenager with very strict social rules. I swear, you are going into your hey, you're going into your crate. I would be a terrible father. I really would. I'd be just like, you go here. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing at 20, which is that you have been now thrust, I love using the word thrust, into a new place, right? Where you're newly an adult, you're newly out, and the way that not only you perceive yourself, but your friends, you worry, perceive you has possibly changed a little bit, because now they're seeing the real you, and you're wondering what the real you is because you're having a little trouble with that. And then you're worried about, your financial future, and you're worried about, okay, first of all, I don't know, I think we're at third of all by this point. On the idea of the future, can you imagine how boring and pointless your life would be if you planned the entire thing out at the age of 18 and then spent the rest of your life just walking that path that you planned? I can't possibly imagine how dull life would be if the dreams that I had at 18 is what I got. And for proof of this, when I think I was like 16, and I remember a buddy of mine, we were talking about what we wanted to do, and he said, I'm going to be a doctor, and I said, I'm going to be a rock star, and he thought I was nuts, and he was right. But he wasn't nuts. He, we graduated from high school. He went to, some big university and took pre-med, and I went to Toronto and studied music. And then I graduated from that, and I wound up in a wedding band for a bit, and that was a weird experience. And then I did some acting. I did some writing. I wrote for an underground newspaper. I wrote a play about female phone sex operators, oddly enough, with Shannon McDonough, who is now like she's like a actress and show host and anyway. I worked as a bartender. I worked. I played in a band. A lot of people remember my band, Plastic Palace People. We did a lot of stuff. We did remixes. Our shows, were always selling out. We wrote music for movies and TV shows and a couple of commercials. Did a lot of licensing. We worked on the last Platinum Blonde album, which is kind of fun. We did a lot of stuff like that. That was a blast. I did a lot of traveling. I was a semi-regular panelist on a TV show in Canada called The Chat Room. Some people remember that. Every so often someone emails me and go, were you the guy on The Chat Room, the one who was always hitting on Ben Mulroney? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. And I was not hitting on him. Flirting with, maybe. I'm not made of stone. The point is that I didn't really land in a career that I really liked until I was like 35. And I didn't feel financially secure until I was like 35. And I recently met up with that friend of mine from high school on Facebook. As much as you can meet up with somebody who lives in the opposite corner of North America than you do. And he did, in fact, become a doctor. And he went to pre-med, and then he got his, he eventually got his doctorate, by the time he was like 27 or 28 or something like that. And went into private practice and the whole thing. his whole life is exactly what he'd planned. He's now been married and divorced 3 times. He's grossly out of shape and really unhappy about that. He's got, a big house and 2 cars and and an RV and a cottage and all this stuff. And he hates his life. He's bored silly. He hates his job. He hates everything, and he cannot afford to leave it because he would lose all of this stuff. So I guess what I'm saying is don't envy the financially secure people that much, because they're generally not nearly as secure as you think, and they're generally not as happy as you might think. At 20, you're supposed to be going through everything that you're thinking right now, and I mean, I could talk about how don't look for a boyfriend because boyfriends, you don't find them. It's not like finding a needle in the haystack. That the more you look, the more luck you're going to have. It's the opposite. It's like going and hunting for the pot of gold at the end of a rainbow or something. I don't know. People are always calling me a leprechaun. I seem to go back to the pot of gold metaphor a lot. The point is that right now you're not ready for a boyfriend. See, boyfriends will not complete you. All right. All this crap about how, I found my missing puzzle piece and you complete me and man, no. A boyfriend should be the cherry on top. He should not be the cake. And you're not cake yet, right? You're still batter at this point. This is the most bizarre metaphor I've ever used, but the point is that you right now are trying to kind of figure out who you are, like everybody at 20 is supposed to be doing, and you're recently an adult, you're recently out on your own, you're recently kind of trying to figure out your place, and you're worried about how other people perceive you because of the way that you perceive yourself. What's wrong with your friends perceiving you a little bit differently? That's okay, because the person that they perceived you as, like the alpha male, masculine, straight guy at the head of the that's not who you were. You're the masculine, alpha male, gay guy who, sucks dick. I assume. I don't know. Maybe you're. I don't. I'm projecting. Sorry about that. And the idea that you feel like you have to do things to impress other people. You need a good body, and you need a good job, and you need a good this, and you need a good that, because you are searching for a boyfriend. The boyfriend finds you once you're happy with yourself, and I'm living proof of that. At 23, I finally woke up one day and kind of realized where I had kind of gone wrong in a bunch of places, and started doing things right. And I stopped trying to pound the pavement and get that job and become, the next young urban professional. Because I would have just wound up like Pat Bateman, and not the porn star, the guy in American Psycho. And once I was really happy with who I was, once I was really content with who I was, that's when my husband found me. And I was attracted to him because of the same reasons that he was attracted to me. We were both very content with who we were, and we really enjoyed the other guy's company, but we did not expect the other guy to complete or change anything about us, and we did not want to change the other one. So that's definitely something. Okay, the puppy's now playing with the middle child, and so all is fine. It's like this every morning. I've probably gone on a lot longer than I should, but less time than I did last time. ultimately, what you do have to remember is that life is not something that should be or can be planned. I mean, I don't even know where I'm going to be working in 6 months. Things change constantly, and there's no such thing as being settled and secure. Everything can change on a dime. Everything can work out differently, and you can't plan life. Life just kind of goes, and you have to learn how to ride that wave. You really do, and you have to learn to enjoy the peaks and valleys. And as somebody who's ridden an awful lot of peaks and valleys, I'm going to tell you that when you just sort of accept that, life really does get really amazing. And trying to be a perfect, happy, settled, secure, married, and grounded guy at 20. I mean, it's about as crazy as trying to do it now that I'm 42, because you can't. So just accept that, love it, and hey, if you enjoy going to the gym, then do it. But if you don't, then don't. Keep asking me questions.